you selling for? 10K, we've been here before. And if you would only let it climb, we'd be fine. I like you more when you pump, when you drive the prices up. But then, as soon as I open my long, you become somebody else. Big market sells, I'm watching my stops, the price just drops. I thought you were cool, you looked like a bull to me. Tell me, why'd you have to go and make me get liquidated? I see the way you're dumping bags on everyone else you manipulated. The price like this, it will pump and then dump. The trend breaks and you take what I bet and you turn it into insurance fund. I hope that Arthur had a nice vacation. Oh, oh, oh. Chill out, what you selling for? 10K, we've been here before. And if you could only let it run, but you become somebody else. Big market sells, I'm watching my stops, the price just drops. I thought you were cool, you looked like a bull to me. To me. Why'd you have to go and make me get liquidated? I see the way you're dumping bags on everyone else you manipulated. The price like this, it will pump and then dump. The trend breaks and you take what I bet and you turn it into insurance fund. I hope that Arthur had a nice vacation. Oh, oh, oh.
We're just about to start. Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I'm gonna see to your right. It's pretty trippy. For a minute, I was like, man, do I gotta change this? We'll give it a minute. Whew, it's a little hot back here. Damn, AC went out, and of course, we're supposed to have some like really cold weather coming in. I think like not tomorrow, but the next day on Thursday. But it's been like 90 degrees the last couple days with no AC on basically the side of where my office is at. It's been just terrible. But hopefully you guys are, you've had a good week of trading. I guess it's only Tuesday. Let's get set up here. All right, so what a reaction after back. It's kind of a crappy time to take a little bit of time off, but luckily things are going really good. I have my final interview on Thursday for this really awesome job, so fingers crossed. You know, I'm really excited to be part of society again, if you haven't seen already on Discord. You know, that's basically where I've been. You know, I've been trying to keep you guys updated on Discord, you know, with what I'm doing, but honestly, I've kind of taken a little bit of break from trading. You know, especially after that nice backed win I had, you know, and I took a little bit of profits on it. You know, it sucks though, because what I did was I shorted at 10-1, but I covered way too early. I covered at like 10,580, and obviously we had our major drop, so I took profits way too darn early, but that's just part of being conservative. You know, hopefully you guys capitalize on it. Hopefully none of you guys, you minimize risk, because as we talked about, especially with this move with BAKKT, it was going to be a quick move, and you kind of had to be in it before it happened, or you would miss it. Bitcoin, especially here lately, it's not like the stock market. You're not going to gradually go down 5 to 10%. You're going to make the move in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and that's exactly what happened. There's really no slow moves to the downside or slow, rises to the upside. They're just quick, dramatic moves. You consolidate for a little bit, and then, you make your, generally you make your next run up. All right, so let's clean this up a little bit. Let's get the market liberator off. Figured I have a couple beers. I only have like 3 beers in the fridge. To be honest, I hate drinking beer. It's disgusting. All right, so let's move our resistance box up here. So, as I've kept you guys updated here, honestly, I'm just going to get rid of this resistance box. So, if we zoom out here on the daily, our 0.5 fib retracement is now becoming resistance. It's roughly at about 8,500, 8,520. And if we zoom in here, you can see where we actually have a direct touch point on it. This is on the daily. So the 0.5 fib is definitely resistance now. And like I said, that's about 8,500, 8,520. So for me to get bullish, I would like us to at least get above 8,005. So if you're trying to have targets to the upside, it's really hard for me to be bullish right now. Until we can break this 0.5, I'm going to keep my bearish stance on here. If we look at market Cipher, wonder if my ad blocker is still on here. All right. So if we use our market Cipher here, you can see here on the daily time frame, let's identify the environment we're trading in. Our 4-hour, and this music's a little annoying. I might have to change it here in a minute. But you can see here where we showed our bullish divergence here, or I'm sorry, you showed your lower levels of bearish momentum. Your money flow was very thick in the red, and as we've talked about, when you were showing lower levels of selling pressure and you were this much in the red, you can have nice moves to the upside, and that's kind of like what we had here. You started showing it at roughly 7,800, and we had to move all the way up to about 8,500. So you had roughly about an $800 move. So that's not too bad. This is the 4-hour. Let's go over to the daily and see what it looks like. So the daily, we did pop a green dot, but in terms of like lower levels of kind of selling pressure, we're not really seeing that yet. So we've looked at our daily, we've looked at our 4-hour. Let's check the 2-hour. You're not looking too bad here. From a bullish standpoint, you are showing higher levels of of buying pressure. So that's not too bad. Now let's check the 1-hour, because this is the one I've really been watching here. Now, the 1 hour called this dip earlier today very nicely. This is actually, I posted on the Discord earlier today. It's so weird. I don't know if like TradingView had an update, but I can no longer click these things and like drag them. I basically have to be on the money every time or I can't move them anymore. Oh wait, it's because I have it unlocked. Sorry. But nonetheless here, you did show lower levels of buying pressure here. We were roughly at about 8,500, and we actually went to a bottom of about 8,250, where we've hit our support. So for right now, you know, I don't want to say we're still bullish right now because I want to see how we react right here. But it actually looks like we could maybe have a little push to the upside. It's all contingent on how we're looking on this wave right here. Let's see if we zoom this in, if we can see anything. Yeah, we could be rounding this off. So for right now, you know, for me at least, I would like us to see us break 8,600. Let's at least try to break the 0.5 fib, which is, once again, it's about 8,520. But until we break that 0.5 fib, I'm still going to remain bearish for now. You know, the trend is your friend. So I'm not going to start any type of long. Yes, I could be missing out on some gains, but I'm going to wait for confirmation because, you know, if we do look at our fibs here and we do go to our daily, this is why I kind of put in our heading right here. Your next area is your 618 here, roughly at about 7,250, 7,300. Now, you do have some nice support here at roughly 75, 7,600. So maybe, you know, this is kind of where we bottomed out before really turning bullish. But I want to point your attention to right here. On June 12th is when the BAKKT, we had an official launch date. So we had a catalyst. Now, if, you know, it's kind of hard to be a fundamental trader with Bitcoin. But if you kind of sit back and you just look at Bitcoin as a whole right now, there's no catalyst. I mean, what is there right now for Bitcoin? You know, from a news standpoint, we've already had BAKKT. You know, the launch has already happened. But from a fundamental standpoint, what else is there news-wise that is going to push Bitcoin to new highs? There really isn't anything. So I kind of have this theory similar to Litecoin. I think Bitcoin is going to kind of sit here and consolidate for a while. I don't really see us going below maybe 5,800 or 6,000. I don't really see us breaking that. But what I see is, you know, at least from a bullish standpoint, maybe we can just hope this was a shakeout. Get the weak hands out of the market, let the whales accumulate, and then they will push the price back up, and they'll, you know, the rookie amateur traders, they'll make them, you know, they'll force them to FOMO in so they can just dump on them again. You know, same old Bitcoin. But the theory that I'm kind of holding right now is, I'm not sure what the exact date is. I want to say it's about a year from now, maybe less. The Bitcoin halvening event is coming up. And generally, like Litecoin did this year, you kind of start to pump 3 to 6 months leading to the halvening event. So maybe we sit here, maybe we consolidate a little bit, maybe we even push to newer lows. Maybe we hit the 618. Maybe we even hit the 786 at 5,600, or I'm sorry, 5,500. What that will do is that'll allow whales to have more time to accumulate, get cheaper Bitcoin, because they're all about having optimal price entries. They're not going to sit, they're not going to FOMO into the top of a candle right here. Chances are the whales bought tons of Bitcoin here. They let retail push it up. And, you know, obviously we can see the major sells that, I mean, if you've been part of Bitcoin the last 6 months, I mean, it's generally always like this, but you know, these dips were very major, how fast they came down. Those are whales dumping billions of dollars of Bitcoin pretty quickly in a small time period. So I kind of have this theory. Maybe we go somewhere from 7,200 to 5,500. We start, you know, we kind of scare retail. We shake the weak hands. Bitcoin's going back to zero. And then all of a sudden, you know, maybe 3-4 months from now, Bitcoin will have a catalyst coming up. The halvening event will be coming up. And we'll push to new highs again, or at least test the old ones here. That's kind of the theory that I'm playing for right now. You know, any kind of major move we're going to have right now, I think is going to be just, once again, it's just going to be pure speculation. So maybe we get some news. You know, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have a crystal ball of, like, you know, breaking news happening with Bitcoin. You know, I'm just a realist. There is no catalyst for Bitcoin right now, other than maybe BAKKT is a huge success and this was just a shakeout. That's very possible. You know, we're just gonna have to sit back and watch the price action. So that's kind of the way I'm feeling right now. I would not be shocked at all if we test maybe 55, 5600. I'm not saying tomorrow or a week from now. Maybe sometime in the next 3 months. We give the whales more time to accumulate. We shake all the weak hands that FOMO'd in through here, and we restart the process over. But that's kind of like where I'm leaning right now. So, but just know though, from a Fibonacci standpoint, your 618, which is your golden retrace, is at about 7,250, 7,300. And you do have major support here. Wow, that was really broken up. But you do have major support here at about 75, 7,600. This is really where we caught a lot of steam. But once again, please notice we had a catalyst here. Maybe this is a manipulation candle right here, and everyone knew the news was, you know, like the insiders knew the news was coming for BAKKT. And this was just a shakeout to get last minute cheap Bitcoin before we went to the, you know, we started, you know, pumping. We don't know. But, you know, you do have news here, but just know, you know, there was a giant sell-off here and BAKKT kind of came and saved the day. This is right where we got the news of the official, you know, the official BAKKT launch. So, you know, it's going to be interesting here with Bitcoin the next couple months, especially with all the, you know, I don't get into politics and stuff, but there's a lot of, you know, the China trade war, the Trump impeachment. You know, you all hear it every day in the news. So maybe we get some catalysts from the stock market. It's very possible. But, you know, as always, we're going to look at this from a non-biased standpoint. And we're just going to look at this from a trader standpoint. You guys, we can make a lot of money, whether at Bitcoin's at $6,000, $100, $20,000, $100,000. If you're a trader, the price really shouldn't matter. Like some elevator music. So, you know, that's kind of like what I'm thinking for Bitcoin now, guys. You got to think like a whale, but at the same point, don't let your emotions trump reality. I love Bitcoin. I love cryptocurrency. It is the future. But at the same point, why would you long Bitcoin here at 83 if we're going to go down to 6,000? That's not saying it's going to happen, but there really is no catalyst right now. That's really where I'm at right now. We're kind of in this like dead zone. What I compare it to is it's kind of like in a stock market after you have a major earnings report and you're kind of just like, you know, you have all this speculation leading into earnings and then like the earnings drop. You have your reaction. It's like, okay, well, what now? You know, like what's next? So we're going to see. Maybe we get some political news. Maybe we get some stock market news. We'll see. Let me know in the chat, guys, what you guys would like to see. What kind of music, or not music, but let me know what kind of currencies, gold, stocks. We'll look at anything. But I figured we'd start with good old Bitcoin here. Whew, it is hot in my office right now. I think it's probably about 80 degrees in my office right now. So, in it to win it, Pop Defender, Crypto Don, Armacida. How you guys doing? Yeah, and you know, Pop Defender, that's kind of what I talked about whenever Bitcoin made this move. You know, the way I look at Bitcoin now, you know, because like I said, I traditionally come from the stock market, even though I've been in this since, you know, 2017, January. The way Bitcoin is moving right now is not good. It's just not. And this is the reason we're never going to have it. I'm sorry, like we're never, if this price action is going to stay like it is now, we will never get an ETF. This will never be part of a 401k. It's too much risk. No asset manager or no trading firms are going to want to touch this within a 10-foot pole. So the only logical explanation that I can think of, Bitcoin's price needs to inflate dramatically. Like I'm talking $250,000, $500,000. The reason I say that is because the bigger the movement, if you have an asset that's, let's just say it's $100,000 and you move down $1,000, you're only going to be down maybe 1%. We need to basically lower. I know the volatility is what brings people to this market. And another thing is, not only does the price volatility need to calm down, and I think having a higher price can fix that. There needs to be a utility to Bitcoin right now. There is none. There's no, I mean, yes, you do have certain places that do accept Bitcoin, but it is still not a majorly accepted currency. We need Bitcoin to be mass adopted. We need places like Walmart, these major corporations to start holding and accepting Bitcoin as a store of value. Now, granted, that doesn't have to happen because Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer currency. It could be used for private sales, but Bitcoin really needs to gain utility. And I think that is the two things that are going to make Bitcoin's price. I think, honestly, with utility, the price of Bitcoin will just rise. It's going to come, the more people that start buying and accepting Bitcoin, the higher the price will just naturally become. But Bitcoin we need to get this stability under control because no one wants, I mean, seriously, where were we at on this thing? Let's actually use our price range tool. So I know we were at like 9,600. Seriously, we went down about 16%. And I remember this was like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. No one wants, I mean, could you imagine? Let's just say, for instance, you had a BAKKT, all right, someone in BAKKT. They're like, oh, Bitcoin's at 9,600. They put $1 million in. And then they wake up the next morning and now it's valued at 850,000, 800,000. That's horrible. You know what I mean? So we really need to get this stability at least a little bit more under control. Maybe with BAKKT and the more institutional money that comes in, maybe it'll hold the price more steady. Maybe we don't need a higher price. We just don't know yet. We just don't. So, that's really how I'm feeling though on Bitcoin. When we had this major dip, I was just like, you know what, this is, and that's what I think is so funny about cryptocurrency is, especially lately, Bitcoin doesn't make these moves in a couple hours or even a day. It literally makes these dramatic moves, 15%, 10% move in 5 minutes. And it's just like, come on, how are you supposed to trade that? But you kind of have to just kind of accept that risk and just jump in, before it happens. Let me know what cryptocurrencies you guys want to look at. I know we're just looking at good old Bitcoin now, but if you want, I figure maybe we'll look at, XRP or ETH. I got a big O project to do tomorrow. So my front end has been popping like crazy. Like it's making these horribly loud pops. And I guess my half axles are broken on my front end. So I actually have to go take it to the shop tomorrow morning. I have to be there at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. It's about an hour drive. But I guess something about like if your half axles are broken, your tires can fold into your car, like underneath your car. So with my new job I'm about to start, it's going to be it's like 60 miles just to get there. And then I have to drive obviously about 60 miles back. So with all this driving, I basically have to, it's like a critical thing apparently. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know anything about cars. I can change oil and stuff like that, but I got a nice old project to do tomorrow. So don't tank Bitcoin on me, guys. Want to look at ETH? Let's do it. I don't know what's been wrong with TradingView lately. I've noticed like the last day or so, TradingView's just been acting super funky. See if that's what. Okay, there we go. See, with Brave Browser, it used to take these ads, and I used to never see them. And now, for some reason, I don't know if TradingView had an update or what. But now I'm getting the ads again. It's so weird. There we go. Let's go to Bitstamp. Let's take a look at ETH. Not bad, actually. Damn, you hit about 152 on that dip. 152, 153 here. Whew, what a dip. All right, so as we look at all assets, we're going to look at them. Wow, Ethereum actually looks really good. Whew, that is really nice. So you're showing much lower levels of selling pressure here. What is this, the daily? And you actually even have a green buy dot here. Right here. I'm telling you, if Bitcoin doesn't want to tank, Ethereum, I'm telling you, I might be a buyer on ETH here. ETH looks extremely nice. Do you see how red you are here? And how much it's minimized? Major. Ethereum looks really nice. If Bitcoin does break above 8,600, I'm probably going to be going into ETH. So you're showing a higher level of buying pressure here. You can see how you have your small wave and you have your much bigger wave. And it was all because of this right here. You threw your green buy dot. If we zoom in here, you can see not only did you have this, but I'm telling you, this new market Cipher update, it's amazing. I like how it has the green dots here to give you like confirmation. The more confirmations you can have, the better it's going to be. Is it cheaper to fix that than buy something new? To fix my half axles on my car, I think it's going to be about 150 bucks. So it's not too bad. And I get to hang out with my grandpa tomorrow, so can't beat time with family. So on your closer time frames here on your hour, you know, they're really, I guess you did get some red sell dots here on your market Cipher, but from like a momentum standpoint, there really is no, I mean, maybe it was Bitcoin's dip here that made Ethereum lose some steam. It looks like we hit about 185.50, and now we're at our current price of 176. Let's go to our 15. I have to say, guys, if Bitcoin can break above 85, not to be, because I'm not, I mean, I know I love Bitcoin. I might ditch Bitcoin and go to Ethereum. Ethereum looks extremely nice. You having truck issues? Yeah. I'm just glad I own a Toyota. They're so cheap. I love my car. I've owned, so my Toyota now has 275,000 miles on it. It's a 2008 Toyota Yaris. I love that car to death. I've had it since I was 17 years old, 16 years old, 17. And I have about it has, like I said, I just crossed 275,000 miles. And in the 7-8 years that I've owned it, I've had to replace the water pump, the battery, and the alternator in 8 years. That's it. I mean, obviously oil changes and tires, your general maintenance, but when it comes to like actual like car, you know, maintenance, that's it. I don't even think I've spent $500. I love my Toyota. That's actually where I'm about to work at. I'm working at the #1 Toyota dealership in the Midwest now. It's called Hendricks Toyota. Granted, though, they have a bunch of like dealerships, so it's kind of cool. But I'm telling you, I've already talked to the family about it. I think I'm gonna be buying a Toyota Supra. It's been a dream car of mine. I've had a nice time trading. You know, the last couple years I've been extremely profitable. And now that I'm going to get a dealership discount, I'm telling you, I think I'm going to buy a Toyota Supra. Like the actual, like the twin turbo, the straight line 6-cylinder or inline 6. So definitely be on the lookout here on Ethereum, guys. If Bitcoin does not tank, Ethereum is definitely a buy. If you're looking for price targets, it's just like last time, guys. It's gonna be 185, 190, and sorry guys, just ate dinner a little bit ago. My stomach's kind of hurting. So you're gonna have 185, 190, and then remember our 200 and our 205 resistance. That's really where I'm gonna be looking at. And let me get this outlined for you. Oh, we're on the 15-minute. Let's go to the 1 hour. I need to delete these. So when you're drawing your trend lines, guys, never use the small time frames. At the minimum, you should be using the 1 hour. But if you really want to draw accurate trend lines, go to the 4 hour. I've seen a lot of people drawing their trend lines on the 15-minute. I promise you, you're going to get burned. Never draw trend lines on the super small time frames. The 1 hour should be your minimum. But really stick to that 4 hour. I guess in a way we kind of already have them drawn out. We just kind of we have to change these colors a bit. So 185, you have your 190. It's a little bit, it's honestly about right there. And then this is our 200 and then 205 resistance. And this needs to be red. Use your head instead of your heart. I've never seen anyone so afraid. Business or pleasure? Come on. There we go. Business or pleasure? Business or pleasure? I'm going to go ahead and delete some of these because obviously we have a lot more. I'll keep this one. So 185, 190, and then you have your 200 and 205 with your next one being at 215. If you're looking for support on ETH, I can already see it here. It's staring at me. It's here at about 175 and then 170. Yeah, you got, well, actually I say that you have some really nice support here. At roughly at about 165. So I'm going to change. I mean, you're going to have this 170, 175 area should act as pretty decent support. But you have really nice, clear support here. Do you see your cluster of touch points in through here? You have your wick right here. And then, granted, you do have some freak wicks here to the downside. But do you see the consistent touch points here across the bottom? This is about 165. So, you know, this is really my game plan. If Bitcoin can break 85, 8,600, I'm probably going to go to ETH. I'm probably going to buy to ETH. My goal on ETH, if Bitcoin's going to be at 85, 86, I think ETH would probably be about maybe 185 by then. But, you know, as we saw with our last, you know, I want to say our fake alt season, but Ethereum has a lot of buyers on the sidelines. But at the same rate, you know, I've said this all along. It doesn't matter if Ethereum is $10,000, $1,000, $100, $10, 10 cents. There's always going to be a lot of sellers. I don't know what it is with ETH. They have a ton of sellers all the time. Yeah. In it to win it. No, I maybe had it backwards. No, I've been a full-time trader since 2017. But after doing some talking with my girlfriend, I'm ready. I'm kind of a people's person. And, I do have a sales background. I'm ready just to be part of society. I've been profitable trading, and I do like trading, but it's a lot of stress. And it's not even really the stress. It's more or less, I'm just ready to be part of society. I want to talk to people. I want to be around people. I've kind of created this, like, shell, and I'm kind of like a crab inside of it. I don't really leave. I don't hang out with family. I mean, I try to lately, but I've put a lot of things aside. I've put my friends aside. I have life experiences because I'm always afraid of missing out on a trade. And, I kind of realized, especially, if you guys haven't heard, my mom did get into a pretty serious car accident. It was just kind of like something that just kind of clicked in my head. Life is really short. It can end just like that. Bitcoin will be here tomorrow, but you waking up in the morning is not. It's likely, but it's not guaranteed. And I just don't want life to pass me by while I'm just cramped into this little shell. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of ready to just be part of society, even if it's just for a year or two. But I'm kind of ready to get back into the regular. It's not even really the workforce. Money is not the culprit. Financially, I'm doing just fine. It's more or less, I just kind of want to, I'm all about challenging myself. I've mastered trading. I don't want to say I've mastered it, but I'm pretty good at it. But I've also, the last couple, I do come from a sales background, but sales is one of my passions. Sales, marketing, whatever you want to call it. And I'm kind of ready just to take a temporary step away. I'm not leaving trading. I'm still going to trade part-time, but it has more to do with the social aspect. I've basically just been pulled away from society, and I just kind of stay at home all the time and trade. And I've missed out on a lot. So that's basically the biggest culprit. It's market Cipher. BAKKT. Hey, BAKKT Bitcoin. What's on steroids? What's market Cipher? It's market Cipher on steroids. What is? Let me know. But no, I'm super excited though to get. I think that's kind of part of my reason I want to join this Toyota dealership, because you get a massive discount. But no, I can't wait to get a Toyota Supra. Yeah, I do like the older ones, but I've always wanted one. It actually gets pretty good gas mileage too. It goes 0 to 60 in like 4 seconds, but I think you get like 32 miles a gallon. The only thing I don't like about it is, it was so funny. I was reading on the news today. The Toyota Supra had a recall on it. But you had to take it to BMW, because BMW built the Toyota Supra. Toyota just basically badged the Toyota Supra, but it's really built by BMW. It's so effed up. So strange. Let me know what you guys want to look at. Current price of ETH is 176.64. Let's see what Bitcoin's at. Bitcoin's at 8,309. Kind of struggling here, guys. And here on the 4 hour, you did pop a red sell dot here. Let's go to our closer time frame. Yeah, we're still building this right now. Let's go to our closer. Let's go to our 5 minute. Yeah, not really. I don't know if you can see these consistent touch points. I don't like drawing trend lines on the 5 minute, but we are trying to form this like temporary support at like 8,275-ish. So maybe if we break 8,250, maybe the selling should accelerate. But do you see this cluster right in through here? There is quite a bit of support here at 8,000, but I just want to bring your attention. Bitcoin doesn't make these moves, in a timely fashion. It does it in like 5 minutes. So if you're trying to catch a $7,800 or an $8,600, pump or dump, you kind of gotta be in it. You know what I mean? You gotta be in it to win it. If that makes sense. It's kind of like a flip of a coin. Right now on Market Cipher, we're not really pointed in any kind of specific direction. I can't say, oh, well, we're overly bearish or we're overly bullish. Because, this isn't a perfect, I don't really want to call this a bear flag because this kind of invalidated it right here. Now, if we were to sit here and do something like this, yeah, that would be a bear flag, but this dip here kind of invalidated it, so I can't really call it, I can't call it a bear flag, I can't call it bearish consolidation, so, we're just kind of in this ominous time with Bitcoin right now. We really are. So, all I can recommend right now is, let's go back to our, our instincts that we've learned with Bitcoin. Just be very careful. I would stick to your higher time frames. I would look at nothing lower. Unless your 15 and your 30 minute can match up with your 1 hour, I would really be sticking to the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Those have never really done me wrong too often, but just minimize your risk, guys. Don't be over leveraged. If you over leverage yourself, you can still be right 2 out of 3 times and still lose money. So just don't over leverage yourself. Minimize your risk. Just be safe. Where there's really no definite direction we're going right now. There's really no catalyst. We're kind of like in the desert. We're in no man's land right now. So just be careful. Provolone. No fees. Let's see here. BAKKT Bitcoin, your channel saves you thousands of dollars. And it's free. Maybe you can reiterate. I'm not seeing. I'm looking through your messages. I don't know what's hot or what saves you money. Let me know. How you doing, Tom Brady? Provolone. You feeling bearish or bullish? That's kind of how I am right now. We're in no man's land. There really isn't there really isn't a definite area that we're going at right now. Our catalyst is over. We've had a major dip, and it's kind of like, honestly, I would just be waiting on the sideline. This is literally the definition of flip a coin. You want heads or tails. That's your odds of being right on this next move. In my personal opinion, I think we're either going to 7,200, 7,250, or we're going to 9,400. That's just what I'm thinking. So 7,250, which is our 618. I guess we don't have our fibs on this one. If we actually use our fibs, though, oh, I think it's because I had them on BitMEX. So you can see it here, the 618. It's like 7,250, 7,300. I think I need to move this down a little bit. You want to talk about a good movie today? I haven't seen it, so if you guys are not if you guys trade, you guys have to watch it. You guys have any of you heard of the Gordon Gekko, the Wall Street with Charlie Sheen in the 80s? Well, he had some other movie that came out like 8 years ago with the guy off Holes. It's called like Wall Street, like Money Never Sleeps. It was a pretty good movie. So this is really what I'm thinking though here. Your 618, 7250, 7300. Or we're going to go back to about 9400. 9400 is going to be roughly the bottom of this triangle. Maybe we hit 9200. There are some touch points here. So that 9200, 9400, if we're bullish, that's going to be my price target. From a bear standpoint, I mean, granted, maybe we bounce here off 75, 7600, maybe. But you do have your golden retrace here at about 7250, 7300. Yeah, Market Liberator, it's amazing. Yeah, Market Liberator, it's amazing. I actually have it. I actually have the paid one. They gave it to me. I mean, okay, so here's the thing, guys. If you want the actual, I say it's the paid version, I think you can donate like even like $10 to the guy and he'll give it to you for free. But they have an amazing community. It's actually pretty large. And I'm telling you, it's pretty badass. I have to say, if you guys did like the aggro cap indicators, I have to say, this is, okay, putting my emotional feelings aside for how everything ended, this thing is way more badass. I have to really say that. Market Liberator is amazing. I'm surprised this guy's even giving it away for free, or even with a small donation of like $10. I mean, seriously. So let's actually go to a clean canvas so we can look at this from a, I guess just a more clear point of view. Let's look at one. Let's try BitMEX. Okay, and let's go ahead. Let's get our Fibonacci retracement off. All right, so you can use. So what I found to be pretty accurate. You can use like the 3 hour, just like Market Liberator. The 3 hours really spot on. The 1 hour, you guys know, I just love the 1 hour. The 1 hour is just an amazing time frame, whether you're using Market Cipher B or you're using your regular old-fashioned, MACD. 1 hour is amazing. But with I think, like I said, I'm pretty sure you can just donate like $10 to the guy and you get it. But they have an amazing community, and it has like all the same signals that, I say the same. I don't want to make any derogatory remarks against, the Market Cipher. But do you see the similarities? Like I'm talking about like the emblems, like the yellow X's, the bigger blood diamonds, the smaller, red diamond. You know what I'm talking about. It has a similar kind of look to it. And I have to say, I've done a ton of testing on it. And if you trade the stock market, this thing is amazing. I am so shocked this guy doesn't charge for it. But once again, if you guys want the link to be part of their Discord, I think it's invite only. But let me know on my Discord channel. It's on. If you're not a part of our Discord family, I'm telling you, join. If you're on YouTube, it'll be in our description, or on Twitch, it'll be on the panels down below. Let me know in the general comments or personal message me. Whatever you feel comfortable with. I'll send you. Since I'm a part of their community, I can send links. I'll give you an invite to their community. But they have a nice community. This indicator is, I have to say, it's really spot on. This thing doesn't really do it justice, but it really has. It really is amazing. Now, granted, you have to know this, just as a disclaimer, I do not use these to dictate my entries and my exits. I simply just use them for confirmation. Maybe it's just me because I don't trust anything, but even with Market Cipher, I just use it to confirm what I'm already thinking, and then I make my, I make my trade. Don't ever use any indicators. Your sole means of, oh, this is my entry. This is, I mean, I guess nothing really tells you your exit, but you get the drift. I really miss when Brave Browser used to block these. What happened to AgroCap, Brovalone? I don't want to get too much into it. We kind of had a falling out. I actually left his channel, but so here's the thing. As you all know, we were like doing a monthly thing for like $100 for all 3 indicators, and then he came at me and said he wanted to up that to like $150 for an indicator. And if you do the math, let me use my calculator. So you have to realize we're not selling anything to individual, like I say individual, we're not selling anything to institutional investors. And you have to realize, especially with millennials, there was a study that came out. What is it, like half of America doesn't even have $1,000 in their bank account? So if you take $150 and you times that by 12, you are going to be paying $1,800 a year to have AgroCap. I told him I wasn't going to do that. And yes, there would have been people that would have bought it. It was a decent indicator, but it's a confirmation indicator. Even if you read their disclaimer on their website, it's a confirmation indicator. Why would you pay that amount for something just to confirm what you're already thinking? You can use Market Liberator. You can use your standard indicators to confirm something in it, and it's free. And I was like, all right, in all honesty, you guys watched me do it. I usually only use the V1, the 5-minute, and the 3-hour. And I was like, well, let's just do something for like, what was it, like $50 a month for just the V1. I was like, $50, that's pretty affordable and people can afford it. Well, then the moment people started buying it, he's like, oh no, we need to charge, I think it was like, he wanted $100 a month. So instead of paying $100 for 3, he wanted it just for 1. And then he started talking about how it's a multi-million-dollar indicator. And I'm just like, you know what? I know I ticked him off. Yes, I could have made a ton of money on it. I'm not going to price gouge my community. I'm not going to do that. And the thing is if you looked at their website before I started, like, we partnered together, he was charging a monthly fee for, like, you could have got the V1 for $20 a month, $25 a month. And then the moment we partnered, it's now this multi-million-dollar company, and I was doing a disservice by devaluing it. And I was just like, you know what? I was like, I appreciate, I guess whatever we had, but I'm not going to price gouge you guys. I wasn't raised in a family with a ton of money, and I know the value and hard work that comes to earn a dollar. But I'm not going to price gouge you guys, and I don't respect that it was a $25 a month indicator, and then the moment I wanted to do something affordable where, it wasn't going to hurt you guys, and it was a way that we could, work together, I wasn't going to do that. It went from $25 a month to $100 just for the V1, and I was like, you know what? Thank you for all, that you did, but I think we're just going to call it quits. And he got pretty angry. But, I don't want to get too much into that, but I'm always going to put you guys first. And okay, and not just because I watch Shark Tank, but come on, you guys have all watched Shark Tank. Have you ever seen the guys come in and they're like, oh, I have this product, such and such, and they're like, I want $500,000 for 20% stake of my company. Well, what are your sales? Oh, well, I don't have any. You have to realize, before I started talking about AgroCap, I don't even think they had 5 or 10 contracts out, or whatever you call it, licenses. That it's not worth, I mean, yes, in the future it might be worth multi-millions of dollars, but currently it's not. And I guess he thought I was doing him a disservice or doing him wrong by trying to make it a lower value, which it's really not, because he was charging $25 a month for the V1. And then the moment we partnered, it's all of a sudden a $75 to $100 indicator, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I ain't having any part of that. Not for something that's just a confirmation indicator. It's not worth that. $1,800 a year, or you can pay $1,000 for a whole year. It's just like, come on. But no, that's where the aggro cap went. But no, I'm never gonna price gouge you guys. I didn't, and that's another thing. I didn't start this community to be a indicator shiller. I know we look at market Cipher, but I use it, and honestly, I do respect CryptoFace. I know there's all these like, I don't want to call them like trailer park, but there's all these like knockoff market ciphers. But you know, it is innovative. He is the first person to come up with something, and I'm not a coder. Maybe this is easy to come up with. I don't know. I'm just a trader. But I do respect CryptoFace. You know, he's done a lot for me. You know, he's helped this channel out tremendously, and I owe him a lot for that. So I will always be eternally grateful for what he's done. Opinions aside, I know some people like him and some people don't. Yep. Everyone's trying to get rich fast, and it's all greed. Yep. And I think the biggest thing that kind of ticked me off with AgroCap, this is gonna be the last thing I'll talk about. We'll get back on point. The biggest thing that I think ticked me off about it was like, so like him and his partner worked like full-time jobs. And so like, if you guys didn't notice already, I was getting all the messages, you know, like, oh, how do I do this? How do I pay for it? How, you know, can you give me a step-by-step tutorial? I was running this thing like, because you have to realize our community is huge. We have people on the Western Hemisphere. We have people on the Eastern Hemisphere. They're everywhere. And he had the balls to tell me I was just a marketer, that I was nothing else. I was like, are you serious? Like, I've been running this like it's my own indicator, like it's my own business. Because their community was only like 70 people. And they weren't, honestly, I kept getting reports that they weren't answering people. Like, people would personal message Jubbin or whatever, and he would never respond. So I was getting like 100 messages a day, private messages, 200 messages, people like, hey, can I get a walkthrough? Can you please do this step by step? And I was just doing all this. I was staying up 18 hours a day, and he tells me I'm just a marketer and nothing else. And I was just like, ugh, that's really what put me over the edge. Man, BAKKT, Bitcoin, Jeffrey Scott, Centrella, Jailbase. Interesting. If it's a multi-million-dollar indicator, why doesn't he have multi-million? Yeah, exactly. I remember someone asked this. We'll go look at Chainlink. But man, I didn't want to feel like I was like a Mark Cuban or whatever, but I was like, come on, man. You don't even have 10 licenses. Multi-million? I mean, hey, you know, you should always value your company, you know, like, it's always nice to, you know, to have that confidence. You don't want to undervalue yourself, but at the same rate, whew, what a premium. And then I found Market Liberator. I don't know how I found out. I think someone like private messaged me about it. And with all the features and stuff like this, you know, I'm really shocked he doesn't charge for it really, but it's really a good indicator. Let's take a look at Chainlink. Of course, Chainlink's looking really nice. All right, so let's get Market Liberator off for a minute. All right, so for that one dude on Twitch, something like Cotton Candy or something Candy, I don't know who he was. I was on his channel one time. He's like, oh, Fibonacci retracement only helps you find better areas to lose money. I was like, dude, you're such a joke. How do you teach people technical analysis? He's trying to tell me it's a science. But once again, had a beautiful bounce here off your 618. And what do you know? Where is your 618? It's your golden retrace. Wow. 1 second. All right. So we had a nice bounce roughly off of our 618, which was roughly at about 15,700 Satoshis roughly. Or I guess 15,000. Let me check the bottom of this fib. I just want to make sure we're at anchor point. It's been a minute since I've looked at this. Alright, so we do have an accurate. Let's use this bottom here. Alright. Then we can pull this up just a tad. Alright. So we had a touch point roughly off, I guess, the official bottom. So I guess we hit about 15,000 roughly. But nonetheless, we've broken through our 0.5 and we're kind of heading towards our 382. Our current price is 22,143 Satoshis. Your 382s at roughly, let's just call it 24,900. And once again, if you look here, for all the haters on the Fibonacci retracement, look at all your touch points across the top. So for me on Chainlink, if you did buy this bottom here, honestly, anything above your 0.5, which is at about 20,400, I would be a seller. So if Bitcoin does turn bearish, I would probably think about taking some profits here on Chainlink. If we do go to our market Cipher, you can see how you popped your 2 green buy dots. And once again, your money flow was extremely in the red. If we go to our 4 hour, you are looking pretty nice here. You are having some increased levels of buying pressure. See how we look on the 1 hour. Yeah, you're looking. Did Chainlink have some type of news today? Okay, I guess it's not today. It's not up that much, but let's see where we're at from our bottom. Damn. What is that? Wow, 50%? Really? So since about September 12th, you're up about 50%. Wow. And see, this is part of my strategy. I don't know if altcoin season will ever happen again. Just don't know. But if you're going to go into an altcoin, I would definitely be looking at ones that have a big community, a solid community. Don't go into tokens or coins that basically had no development whatsoever during the bear market. Chainlink had a lot of innovations. I'm actually not even sure how old they are. When were they added? Okay, so how far does this go back? So about October 2018. Okay. So kind of towards the end of the bear market, Chainlink kind of made an appearance. But this is really going to be my strategy. I'm really going to be looking for altcoins that have a solid community, a solid team of developers, and ones that kept innovating during the bear market, not ones that were just cashing in their coins, selling on top of their own community. It's really what I'm going to be looking for. Yep. Yeah, tokens that grew in the bear market. Now, when I say grow, I'm not talking about the actual price. I'm talking about community members that never left during the bear market. They had a growing community. Developers were innovating. They were looking for utility. They were looking for... basically, they were trying to grow. Those are really the two things I'm going to look for. They have a large community and that kept growing during the bear market. I know I get a lot of heat from this. Oh, Tron's a piece of junk. Tron has a huge community. I'm just sorry. They do. They have a massive community. And even better, they have a CEO or whatever you want to call it that just loves pumping it. Tron is a I'm telling you, if Bitcoin, if there's an altcoin season, you would be an idiot not to jump into Tron. You know, even if you look at the daily here, I mean, Jesus, guys, look at this. I mean, okay, this isn't fair because this was during the ICO boom in the bull market, so maybe this is a little overdone. Tron went up about 20,920%. I mean, could you imagine going up almost 21,000% in a matter of like 2 months? That's insane. But Tron has a huge community. Chainlink has a huge community. Obviously, Ethereum. I don't really consider Ethereum to be an altcoin though. Engine Coin. What's another one? I know I'm missing them. Steam. Steam has a large community. I had a list that I actually came up with. There's some I'm missing right now. You know, XRP, they have a huge community. Love it or hate it, you can't disregard the fact they have a large community. Yeah, technically it's still an altcoin, Bloodbound, but Ethereum to me, I kind of consider it I consider it a major coin, like Bitcoin, for instance. But no, if altcoin season does start, I'm telling you, it could pump 1,000%, 2,000, 5,000. My personal strategy, I'm not touching coins that didn't innovate during the bear market. I can name some out for you. You know, like for instance, what's that coin? Everyone used to talk about it during the bull market. They actually like completely gave up during the bear market. I was reading some horrible posts. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. I haven't traded it in forever. You used to be able to like connect your computer and you could mine it. It was like a green. I can't remember it. It'll come to me. Oh yeah, ADA is another one. ADA, Cardano, or Cardano. I also like Raven Coin as well. I'm still kind of warming up to the privacy currencies. You jump into Tron? Yeah. Whatever happened to him, I don't know, man. The only thing I can think of is Cardano was, you have to realize, okay, every coin that tries to come out and says they're an Ethereum killer, I wouldn't even touch it. Maybe, okay, if they're new, maybe come out, you know, maybe dabble a little bit. But any coin that's ever came out and they're like, oh, we're going to be an Ethereum killer, it fails. You know, Ethereum is an OG coin. If you don't participate in the dApp space, I can let you know. They were the innovators of smart contracts, which are very, very important. You know, personally, I had a lot of buddies that traded ADA. And I made a decent profit back in 2017. If you guys don't follow him already, there was a guy named, he's actually still pretty big. If you guys haven't heard of Crypto Bobby, he was a pretty big, he's the guy that actually let me know about ADA. He got in that dude made amazing profits off ADA. He got into the IEO, or not IEO, the ICO. That dude made insane profits, but I jumped in it at like, I want to say 11 cents, and I sold above 80 cents. So I made a nice, you know, at least 500% profit, I believe, in 2017, but I haven't touched it ever since then. But no, Crypto Bobby was the one in 2017 that brought me. I mean, yeah, here it is. Oh, that's it? Doesn't act compared to Tron, it looks like nothing. 1,350%. But still though, Crypto Bobby was the one that got me onto ADA. He was like pumping it back in 2017. Yep. I just read recently that Binance owns 60% of all of Tron. That's very possible. I know Justin Sun is very good friends with the CEO of Binance, but here's the way that I look at that. That actually might not be a bad thing, and here's why. The guy that owns Binance is really pro cryptocurrency. So the thing that I could hope for is maybe he's storing and locking up all this Tron and he's going to hold it. So maybe that could decrease sellers. But once again, I don't know the CEO of Binance. Maybe he holds all these coins and then he sells them after the IOs or after retail pumps them. We just don't know. But I know the big guy that I don't know his name, but the guy that owns Binance, the CEO of it, he's always talking about buildle or whatever he calls it, his own term he came up with, like building during the bear market. Maybe he'll hold that Tron as a store of value. I don't think he would accumulate 60% of Tron if he thought it was going to go to zero. Does that make sense? So maybe he knows something that we don't. But I can tell you, there's not a lot of altcoins that have the dApp space. Now, granted, I won't lie, Tron does have a lot of scammy dApps. But when it comes to smart contracts and the speed of how the blockchain works, Tron's amazing. So if I had $100, well, I do, but if I was to send you $100 of Tron, you're going to get it confirmed in less than 5 minutes. I promise you, every single time. The speeding transaction is so fast, and they have this thing called the Sun Network coming out. It's supposed to make it just that much faster. Yeah, nice, Mandy. Nice. Said Bitcoin dump. 260. Yeah. I'm telling you, as long as we're under 8,500, that 0.5 fib, it's like, just to be safe, let's just call it 8,550. Let's be a little liberal on it. I'm gonna stay bearish on Bitcoin until we break 8,500. It's hard for me to stay bullish. It really is. But we do have some nice support here at about 7,850, 7,850, 7,800. So maybe that's really going to be the first area I'm eyeing. So the way I'm going to trade this, if I do open up a short, I would probably look to take profit under 7,900, and I would hold the rest for 7,800 or worse. Now, if we keep plummeting, let's say we start showing some like bullish signs at 7,800, I would just put a take profit at 79. So if we pump at 79 or 279 and past, I'm going to take profit and exit. But at the same rate, if we hit 7,800, we kind of flirt with it a little bit, and then we continue dumping, I'm still going to hold half my position. So I'll probably look to take half profit at 7,850, 7,900. I'll put a take profit on the other half at 79 in case we pump back into the 8,000s. I make sure to get out and profit. But at the same rate, if we just keep falling, I have that nice little half chunk, that I'm still going to be able to capitalize on. Yeah. Not a shocker. Let's see if Market Liberator called it. Another 5 minute. What do you know? Market Liberator went short at about 8,300. The Liberator, okay. This is just it's not financial advice, but I'm not telling you to buy or exit. Here's the thing, guys. With any indicator, whether it's Market Cipher A, Market Liberator, AgroCap, any indicator, when you're having tight areas of consolidation like this, don't put too much into the indicators. I would really be relying on your momentum indicators like your BAKKT, your Market Cipher B, anything that gauges the amount of momentum that you're building. But anything that's going to tell you like entries, like short entries, long entries, I would kind of put those aside. Now, still look at them, but don't put all your eggs in that basket, because those indicators are going to struggle in areas of tight consolidation, kind of like what we've been in the last day or two. So, look at them, take into account what they're saying, but I wouldn't be trying to trade, because as you can see, you're kind of trading in a $50 tight range, and especially if you're using leverage, it's going to be hard to make money, on $40, $50 moves. And let alone the stress. You're going to be pulling your hair out and losing it trying to trade that. So if you're in a tight trading range like this, okay, I guess you could, even this, it's only about $120. Really rely on your market Cipher B, your MAKKT, your money flow, anything that you can kind of gauge the current momentum that you're building. Now, if we were to look here on our 5-minute, let's see if there's anything that could have pointed us to what's happening right now. Not really. Even if you look here on your 5-minute, I guess if you wanted to use this as your anchor wave, you did make a lower high, but it's not that convincing. I don't know if I'd call this a dump yet. Do you see what we're kind of looking at here? I know when Bitcoin's not doing much, it can get a little exciting, like, oh, we're testing support. But you have to realize it's 20% technical and it's 80% psychological. The psychological aspect of trading is what separates the winners from the losers. You might get some wins, FOMOing or, but it's really the mental aspect of trading is way more important. I don't think I have the link. Wonder if I could find it here on YouTube. I think I can post links on here. Let me look it up. It's called The Psychology of a Trader. I'm telling you, it's a little bit of a long thing. But guys, even if you could just listen to 15, like if you take melatonin at night, put it in your ear, listen to it. Listen to 20 minutes of it a day while you're going to bed. It's really what helped change me as a trader. I apologize, guys. I'm so terrible at spelling. Psychology. Wow, that's probably horrible. Once again, guys, I'm not an English teacher, and I'm not going to sit here. It's right here. So, I'm going to copy this link real quick, and then it might change the music. Nope. This book, it's an audio book. It's amazing. It's called the Trading Living Psychology, whatever you want to call it. It is very important. I'm telling you, if you trade the stock market, you trade cryptocurrency, I highly recommend listening to it. I'm telling you, even it's a 3-hour long book. But just listen to it. Even if you got 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, you'll get it after a while. But seriously, bookmark that and just give it a try. It really explains the psychological aspect of trading very well. It's actually a book. That's the audio book, but you can actually buy the book off Amazon. I also have a couple books in my office, like What Works on Wall Street. I got a lot of psychology books that have to deal with trading, because it's so important. If you can't control your FOMO and your greed, it won't last. I know this is a finance market, but it's literally a game, and the winners are the ones that can stay in the longest and keep playing. Those are going to be the successful traders. Especially with crypto, you can be right 2 out of 3 times and still be majorly down money. It just takes one bad trade to annihilate all your wins. I highly recommend listening to it. Still showing a 1 hour long. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, what do you know? It's not too far from our support level. So about 8,200, I'd agree with that. You can see how you have your touch points here. And that's about 8,180. I'm telling you though, guys, don't stay on your short-term time frames too long. If you sit and you trade on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 10 minute, you're gonna get burned. You might get lucky. You might get the most perfect entry, and you're like, oh, I know how to trade. I've mastered it. And then you're gonna have a day like this, where you're like, oh, we got a buy signal, and then the bottom just drops, and it drops so fast you can't even get out. And you're like, well, maybe it bounces, and it just never does. Guys, please don't get caught up on the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 1 minute. You might get a perfect entry 2 times, 3 times in a row, but eventually you will get burned. Really, look at your 5 minute, take into account what it's saying, but really look at your 15 minute. Really the 15 minute is the lowest one I look at. In all reality, just being straight with you guys, I'll look at the 15 minute, I'll definitely see what it's showing, but I use the 1 hour and the 4 hour. That's all I use. Yes, I'll look at the daily, of course, too, but when it comes to trading, if you just sit here on the daily, you're going to miss out on a lot, because it takes a lot of time for this stuff to show up on here, and by the time it shows up, it's probably too late. But really, learn to use anything between the 1 hour and the 4 hour. I honestly will look at the 2 and 3 hour, but I look at the 1 hour and the 4 hour, and if I can look at the 15 minute and it's kind of agreeing with the 1 hour, then I'm going to take that trade. But if you're showing bearishness, like severe bearishness on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, and you look at the 15 minute and you're showing some slight bullishness, the longer time frames have more data in them, so they're going to be what's more accurate. Wait for confirmation. If you can get that 15 minute to start showing up on the 1 hour, then take that trade. But if you are one of those traders that just live on the 5 minute, just please minimize your risk. This is not the market to over leverage yourself. You can lose your entire account value just like that. Months, weeks of work, years of work can be gone just like that if you can't manage risk. 30 minute? Yeah, I like the 30 minute. Yeah, I kind of hover between the 15 and the 30 minute. But of course, once again, for me to take a trade on the 15 minute, it has to be pretty convincing, and it has to agree with the 1 hour. Like if I'm starting to see some signs of bullishness on the 1 hour, and then I see it clear as day on the 15, then I'll start kind of averaging in. But don't live and breathe the 5 minute, guys. If the casino's your thing, all the power to you. All the power to you. Yeah, and you can see here on the 1 hour, you can kind of see the selling pressure we're starting to build here. Let's see how we react here, guys. You have our drawn support line, and you have our market liberator support line. Let's just call it 8,200 to be safe. It's so weird. I don't know how I got this thing on my phone, but like the last couple days, I'll wake up and it'll be like, oh, the Fed just pumped $180 billion overnight. I don't know if this is like a daily thing or if I just somehow stumbled across it and followed it. I don't even know if it's a normal thing because I've never followed a statistic like that. But if you've been trading the stock market lately, maybe it is a thing. But seriously, the last couple mornings I've been waking up, be like, oh, the Fed pumped $100 billion overnight. Like, basically what that means is they're lending it to banks. So banks have money to leverage their loans and leverage their investments. We're getting into some really interesting times. I think we're going to be in for quite a ride here with not just the cryptocurrency, but the stock market. we're not going to stay on this for too long because I know, we're primarily crypto. I trade the stock market, but I know a lot of you guys, don't care too much about the regular stock market. But they've actually been kind of selling off here a little bit. Market Liberator called this dip beautifully. I told you we really had to break. Let's get rid of this. We really had, I mean, you can see it. We literally touched the top of our resistance box beautifully here at about $303 roughly, 302.75. We called this last little gasp of air from about 299 to about, 302.50. We called the pump here on the 1 hour, and look at this beauty of a call. If you have Market Liberator and you trade the stock market, I'm telling you, it works wonderfully. You had your blood diamond. You confirmed here at about, 299. Oh shoot, look at that. You just completely plowed through this support level. And now you're testing your last level of really major support here at about 292.50. 292 roughly. So I'm telling you, SPY breaks 290, it's gonna get super, I mean really 292, but let's just say 290, it's a whole number. You break 292, it's gonna get pretty ugly. I mean your last really hope is about 288. And then look at these, you even had your manipulation. You had your 1, you had your 2. Wow, you actually had your third one right here. Very nicely called here. So seriously guys, Market Liberator, look it up. The Euro USD. To be honest, Sircon, I'm not a Forex trader. It's just something, I had a lot of friends. I'll just be honest with you. I had a lot of friends that traded Forex, and seriously, a lot of them lost their entire life savings. It's just something I've been kind of scared to get into. I don't really understand it a lot. Really, the only kind of currency trading I do is Bitcoin. Or like cryptocurrency. But I had friends that had just so much success with Forex, and then they lost everything. And I kind of just got spooked out from it, to be honest. I don't know much about it. I haven't tried to learn it, but when it comes to like currency, Forex, dollar, euro, the yen, whatever you want to call it, I haven't really devoted the time for it. I'm not sure if it's like super volatile or or how much they allow you to leverage. I don't even know if they allowed leverage trading. But if there's a next area I'd like to learn, it would definitely be Forex. And just because we'll take a quick little peek at this real quick, let's look at gold. I think I looked at this the other, oh my God, we broke 140. Shit. I mean, shoot. Dude, okay, I'm not going to be one of those guys that like pats myself on the back. I might now for a minute. Did we not call that 148, 150 resistance? Like, come on, did we not talk about it? We had so many people, oh, gold is so bullish, gold is so bullish. It's the FOMO buyers, guys. You have an asset that is worth trillions of dollars, trillions. It's up 33% this year. That's not normal. I know, like, well, I mean, we're crypto traders. That's nothing. That's like a month, 2 months, if that. But like for an asset that's been around forever, that has trillions of dollars in it, this shouldn't be going up 33%. And I don't know if you've been reading, but the central banks have been, I mean, what is it? Deutsche Bank, or was it Goldman Sachs? They had traders that actually they're going to prison now or getting huge fines for manipulating the silver and gold market. We had this resistance line from like 148, 150, and I was like, we will go no further. We talked about this short. Okay, I mean, once again, I know we're in crypto, so it seems meaningless, but we literally called, I mean, so far, it's about a 6-7% correction in gold. That's pretty massive, guys. But we literally talked about this. Like, hey, guys, this could be an epic short. And we had so many people, like, I think even Crypto Face jumped in. He's like, oh, we're bullish. I was like, man, I love you, Crypto Face, but I'm telling you, like, this is not bullish. I mean, yes, I love crypto, but stocks are where I came from. You know, you can use your price range tool. I mean, seriously, like, you're up 33, 32% this year. That's not normal. This is worth trillions of dollars. And I don't know if you've noticed in the headlines, but banks, there's a lot of banking traders that are going to prison for manipulating the precious metals market. That's not normal. And, you know, we've gone to it multiple times. I want you to look at this very closely, all right? Everyone's like, oh, the economy's going to crap. Oh, we're going into gold. We're going into silver. Take a look at this, guys. How good of a hedge was this? How good did gold act for people in the housing crisis? You had the stock market lose 30, 40, 50% of its value, and gold lost 34% in a year. Now, granted, it eventually pumped, you know, because with all the policies, you know, like interest rates going to zero, the Dodd-Frank law. I don't want to get into this, you know, the super specific stuff. But with a lot of the policies that the Obama administration put in to help kind of pump money back into the stock market, gold kind of, you know, rose with everything else. But this hedge did not work out very well for people that just were like, oh shoot, got to get into gold. The housing bubble, the credit default swaps, they're about to crash, or whatever you call it. You know what I mean? The housing market didn't work out too well for them originally. 34%. So for everybody right now that's betting against the stock market and they're all jumping into gold, I can tell you, if you're going to base it on prior price action, not sure I'd be too bullish on gold. Not sure I'd be too bullish. Not yet. Let's get back to Bitcoin. I don't want to bore you guys. I just love stocks, guys. You have to realize with Bitcoin, it's just speculation, but with stocks, there's a fundamental aspect you just don't get with cryptocurrency, and I just love it. And I'm trying to broaden your horizons. You know, if you love technical analysis and you are passionate about growing as a trader, seriously, go to TD Ameritrade, start account. They have a paper trading account. They'll give you like 500,000, a million, I don't know what it is, in paper money, and just practice. But the thing I can tell you is if you're going to practice with paper money, like you know, fake trading, don't just like recklessly start positions and not. You need to treat it like real money. I can't tell you how many people that I know that are just amazing paper traders, and then the moment they actually put real money in the stock market, they lose it every time. And you know why? Because it's 20% technical and 80% psychological. When you know the money doesn't mean anything because it's not real, you're going to make trades you normally wouldn't when you actually have it in your, you know, you're actually trading real money. So when it comes time to, you know, making the real trades, you haven't learned that psychological aspect because there's no emotion to that money. You know, does that mean there's no connection because you know that money's not real? So you're going to be making trades you normally wouldn't if the money really was there. So please, if you are going to paper trade, pretend like that money is real. If you don't, you're just wasting your time. Getting a little bit of I don't want to say a pump here, but current price is $8,280. Oh, it is so hot in here. You good, Reese? Yeah. Something's wrong with my dog, Reese. She's my emotional support dog. She hasn't been really feeling very well. I don't know what's wrong with her. Like, she's about 9.5 years old. Her stomach, like, she's super bloated. Like, she's getting like extremely bloated, and like her energy levels down. She doesn't like want to jump on anything anymore. Like, I know she's getting old, but you don't go from super hyper to you're 80 years old in a rocker in a week. And I don't know, I think I might need to take her to the vet. But she's like really bloated. Doesn't really want to get up off the ground. Has no energy. She hasn't really ate any dog food in about 3 days. I gave her some, I went and cooked some steak for dinner tonight, and I gave her half a steak, and she ate it like she hasn't ate, like basically like she hasn't eaten in days, but she won't touch her dog food. So, I don't know if you can give a dog like a laxative or something like that. I don't know. But I just feel horrible. You know, like that dog is like my best friend, and I say like, she is my best friend. She's been there through all the ups and downs. She'll turn 10 next July. But I just feel terrible for her. Like, she's massively bloated. She looks about like half the size, like bigger than she normally is. I don't know what's going on. And her stomach, like, it feels like really tight. You know, like after you have like a huge meal and you're all bloated and your stomach's like really tight? That's how her stomach feels. What alerts do you see on the right? You're gonna get a kick out of this, right? Alright. So that whole aggro cap indicator, right? They took it from me. But I still have their alert set up, and I still get alerts from aggro cap right here. These are just signals that it's popped. So even though so here's the thing. If you have an indicator and you know it's about to be taken from you or like whatever, you can set alerts. And even if they take it from you, you will still get the alerts, even though you don't actually get to see the visual of it. But no, this 3 hour right here is the V1 3 hour. It's hilarious. So yeah, even though I don't have it anymore, I still get alerts. These are just basically the alert logs, but this is the V1 3 hour. They took it from me, but I still have it. I think it's kind of funny. The aggro cap V1. Yeah, I think it's funny. But no, that's what that is. So is there anything you guys would like to look at? Let me know. It's like I said, I have to be up about 6 o'clock in the morning so I can drive. I gotta, like I said, I have to get my front axles fixed on my Toyota tomorrow morning because I have a really important interview on Thursday. And I guess with the significance of my car, like the actual like defect that's on it, I guess my tires, like when they're called half axles or your CV joints. I'm not a car guy, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. But apparently if those CV joints like break, your tires can fold under your car, like they can fold. So I guess it's like a critical thing, like it's not something I can just put off. And with my job, I have to drive 60 miles to work and 60 miles back on a highway that's 70 miles an hour. And I guess if those things like your tire, since it's a front wheel drive car, if the wheels like fold under the car, I guess it'll turn your car sideways and flip it. So, you know, I'd prefer not to go with it. I give my dog Cipher. It's a probiotic. Yeah, I saw that thing about the Cynthia bot. You know, I'm just gonna, to be honest, guys, you know, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. After I made my trade and I covered at like 9,600, I took a lot of profits. I've accumulated a lot of Bitcoin from when I bought. So as you guys already know, once again, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. It's not what I'm trying to do. But I bought quite a bit of Bitcoin. I literally even have the Twitter post if you guys want to check. It's time-stamped and everything. I bought Bitcoin at about $3,200, $3,300. I was completely, prepared to get wrecked. I thought this 6,000 resistance was going to be a lot harder. So all this Bitcoin I bought at $3,300, I sold at $5,800. I wanted to make sure I got out. Well, we just blew through it. Like 6,000 was nothing on this pump. So we went all the way to like $9,000, $8,800. When we went back down to $7,500, I bought back in. Well, I accumulated a lot of Bitcoin, from May to our current standing from when I bought. So just to be honest with you guys, I don't actually hold a lot of Bitcoin anymore. I took a ton of profit just because I have a lot of things going on in my personal life right now. I just don't have, especially being on Bybit, there's no tether. There's really not a safe place for me to go right now. In terms of like trying to trade this like a madman like I have the last 3 years. So I'm basically sitting in cash right now. I only really hold about $600 in Bitcoin right now, guys. Just to be honest, it's the lowest amount of Bitcoin I've probably held in 3 years or more. But this past year, I've accumulated a ton of Bitcoin from my buy-ins, especially from the $7,500 buy-in. I've made a lot of Bitcoin from what I purchased here. So I took a lot of profits. So honestly, guys, I'm not really holding a lot of Bitcoin right now. What's not in cash is I have a lot of it in the stocks right now. Like sitting basically not in stocks, but in cash. And so when I need to dip into stocks or out, like shorting or longing, I have the money there waiting. Because with stocks, there's usually a 2 to 3 day deposit time. And guys, if you're trying to find a position, you don't want to be waiting 2 or 3 days. That's a major difference. Yeah, you would think. Retro House. Yeah, you would think 6,000 would have been very difficult. That's why I took a lot of profit. I took all of it. Seriously, everything I bought at 32, 3,300, I sold everything between 56 and 5,800. And then I was kicking myself because I wasn't sitting on Bybit yet. I was still on, Binance? And so I was in Tether this whole pump up. I was like, fuck. Darn. We hit 9,000. I was just like, man, this sucks. And then we hit 7,500. I watched Crypto Face long at like 76. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And I basically caught this dip. I guess it would have been somewhere around here. I was actually initially, in the red. I bought it like 7,700, 7,600. We went down to like 7,400, 75. I was initially down like $200-300, per Bitcoin. And then we just rocketed through the roof. As we've talked about, June 12th is when we got our BAKKT news, our official launch date. That's why I'm kind of curious to see how we act right now. Because do you see this major candle? Now, this could be manipulation because they knew the news that was coming. We don't know. We'll never know. Maybe insiders knew we were going to have this launch date and they wanted last-minute cheap Bitcoin before, obviously going insanely high. Or maybe it's not. We just don't know. So the thing is now is we don't have a catalyst. So if we go back down to 7,500, what's to say we just don't continue going down? We don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell if there's news that we don't know that's about to come out. We just we just don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on my dog. She really is my best friend, and it's really worrying me. The last week, generally she likes to go outside and run. She doesn't even want to go outside anymore. I have to drag her outside just to use the restroom. She doesn't want to. She doesn't even want to jump on anything. Like, she won't even lay on my bed anymore, which she's done her whole life. She just sleeps in the corner by herself on the floor. I haven't seen her eat any food in like 3 days. I finally had to make human steak today, like steak, you know, that you would eat. I think it was ribeye steak, and she ate that like crazy. But like when it comes to dog food, I haven't seen her eat anything in like 3 days. She's getting really bloated. I'm kind of getting worried. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on her. Yeah, I still use Market Cipher. You have to realize it took me, I lost a lot of money once I first bought Market Cipher. It took me a long time to learn it. The key thing is, once again, I might take some heat from the crypto faith community. I don't use Market Cipher A. I just don't. I can honestly tell you, I haven't used Market Cipher A in probably 2 months. At least. Maybe even 3 months. I just don't use it. Rely on Market Cipher B. It is amazing. And then if you like all the fancy dots and stuff, then yeah, look at Market Liberator, because this gives you a visual. But no, I just don't use Market Cipher A, to be honest. I'll look at it every once in a while, but no, when it comes to like looking at it all the time, I just don't. I really rely on the momentum indicators. You have to realize Bitcoin is all speculation, so it really relies on momentum. Very important. But I mean, honestly, if you want some advice, that is really the best thing I could offer you. Seriously, give Market Cipher A break and really focus on learning the momentum. Like, look at so even if you have the free version of TradingView, use Market Cipher B and your BAKKT and compare them and learn how to read momentum type indicators. I know Market Cipher B is a little different, and you will find some differences every once in a while. But seriously, you should never rely on any indicator to dictate your entries and your exits. You know, kind of like how, sometimes like A will be like, oh, red X, yellow manipulation. Granted, it's right a lot. Trust me, it is. But really, use it for confirmation. Look at your Market Cipher B. I don't want to mess up my charts now, but, like something like here. I can pretty much guarantee you with this right here. You see this right here. You have your major wave of selling or buying pressure, and you have your much lower wave. I can pretty much guarantee with 100% certainty there was a yellow X here or a blood diamond. Pretty much guarantee it. Let's see if I can find another one. I guess we're on the 4 hour now. But really, Bitcoin is all speculation. It's all speculation right now. So really learn to read your momentum type indicators. Do I trade without indicators? Like, do I trade without Market Cipher? Yeah. Yeah, like we'll look at the Fibonacci retracement. We'll look at their MACD, the RSI. But no, I don't go into any trade blind. Like, I'm not just a support and resistance trader, like where I can look at these like, ooh, look, there's support here. Ooh, there's resistance here. I don't do that. Now, these support and resistances can help you out with your indicators. Like if you're seeing a long signal and you're sitting above like support, like right through here, like, let's see if I can find one. Like this is a good one. Do you see how you have your basically your high in bearish momentum, and then you had your lower wave? I mean, you even did have your slight reaction off here. From this move alone, you went from 9,500 to about 10,100, 10,200 just off this little move. And then right here, you had your trigger wave. If you actually zoom into this, we'll look at this closer up. You see how you have your trigger wave? you were to have your trigger right here, like if this was a gun. I'm not an artist, guys, so don't be too hard on me. But if you can see here, your indicator would have been to buy right here, right when you see this white rounding it off. And then now granted, this was not here when this happened, but you see how you have your green dot here now, which is brand new. You would have bought roughly about right here. And if you use your price range indicator, you had roughly about a 30% move. And if you have any type of like low leverage, like even 2-3%, you're looking at 60 to 90. I mean, obviously, no one buys the exact bottom and sells the exact top, but you get the picture of the gain that you would have had on it. So, you know, in a lot of ways, you can kind of look at your momentum indicator and you can kind of guess. You can just look at like, all right, we're showing majorly lower levels of bullish momentum. You can pretty much guess there's going to be a blood diamond or some type of like, I mean, generally the yellow X's are manipulation indicators. But guys, seriously, learn to read your momentum indicators and then use like your market cipher A for confirmation. But don't just see what is it, the green circle dot and be like, oh, I got a long, or you see a blood diamond, oh, I got a short. Don't rely on anything. You have to be a self-sufficient trader. What's if you learn market cipher and then tomorrow crypto face dies and the indicator falls off the face of the earth? What are you gonna do? You know? So, you know, that's why I really try to teach like learning your average indicators. You know, because nothing's guaranteed. You know, maybe crypto face disappears tomorrow and takes his indicator and no one hears from us again. That's why I really try to teach not just using this, but, you know, look at your MACD. Your MACD is amazing. You know, I'm not really much of an RSI trader, but it can help you with certain confirmations. We'll look at the Fibonacci retracement. You always, the more indicators that you can learn, the better you're going to be in the long run. The more information that you have at your disposal. This is technical analysis. It's not a crystal ball. Oh yeah, VWAP. Yeah, so your VWAP, to me, is it really acts like, especially if we use our VWAP like from a charting standpoint, it really, like I learned this from the stock market, it really acts as a, it's really like a magnet. When you get too far from the VWAP, it's like it's a magnet, and a lot of times you'll come back and touch it before you move back down or move back up. You generally don't go too far from your VWAP. You know, before you make a connection again and then make your next move. I've just noticed that. That's an old trick my mentor taught me with the VWAP. It really does act like a magnet. Do I trade on the 4 hour? Yeah. Well, okay. So I use the 4 hour and the 1 hour. Those are the two I really rely on. And then if I want to get like a really close picture of what's happening, I'll look at the 15 and 30 minute. I really don't like trading the 5 minute. I know there's a lot of traders that came in and, oh, I can't think of what his name is, but they were trading on all these random like time frames, like the 3 and the 6 minute and the 9 minute. I was just like, whoa, I just wouldn't sleep. I wouldn't do well trading on those time frames. That doesn't mean it's wrong. Whatever works for you guys. I'm just trying to teach you the methods that I've learned through the years. Because once again, this is a game. The longer you're in this game, the more successful and the more money you're going to make. And the more data you have to back your positions or your trades, the better you're going to be. You know, so for me, I would rather miss out on $100 or $200 worth of price movement to get a better position, or because I'm a risk reward trader. If you're taking this much risk, but the reward is this small, what's the point? You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, we're never going to be like a signals channel, but we really try to find, you know, low risk, high reward trades while we learn our indicators, while we wait for them to come to fruition. So when it crosses the 0 line, Well, so I'm talking about like the traditional VWAP, like on your actual like charting. Let's see here. Let's see here. See what color I have this on Market Cipher. Yeah, so I have the VWAP as yellow. I mean, so technically, I guess you could say if it goes over 0, but I don't actually follow the VWAP too much on Market Cipher B. I'm talking about the traditional VWAP. You know, kind of, it's like a line. You know, like what we're, you know, kind of like your moving averages. It'll look like something like this. You'll see a line. Wow, you actually don't look too bad here. Now, you for looking at your moving averages, though, you're getting close to the moment of truth. So for me right now, you break 8,200 on Bitcoin, I think you're going to get bearish. You're going to be under all your major moving averages. We'll throw a short here on our market liberator. So that's really going to be my signal for this. We break 8,200, I'm probably going to open up a short. And I'll average up all the way to, I guess, 8,500. I don't think we're going to go back up, but we'll see. So this kind of confirms what we're already thinking. We looked at the market liberator. It's roughly at about 8,200 is where our long signal will flip short. You look at your moving averages. We're kind of pointing at that 8,200 area as well. You have your 5 SMA and you have your 13 EMA, which is your yellow. So that's really going to be my indicator at this, guys. We break 8,200, I'm going to be pretty bearish here. But, I mean, honestly, guys, as long as we're under about the 0.5 fib, which is at about 85, 85.50, I'm bearish on Bitcoin. Now, we break above 8,600, I will flip bullish on Bitcoin. But until then, the trend is your friend. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, on Market Cipher B, I don't use the VWAP too much. I really just use the money flow and the blue waves. And honestly, I really like these new, like green. This is brand new, but these little dots like on the waves, I like that a lot. Hey, Retro House, that's cool. Nice. Hope you had a good time at the casino. But yeah, I think we're about to call it here. Like I said, I still gotta take my melatonin. I gotta be up in about 7 hours. And like I said, I have to work on my car all day tomorrow. I have to go take it to the shop. I gotta do 2 half-axle replacements on my car. It's gonna be a lot of work. I'm not too excited on it, but and honestly, I don't have a fan in my room. I took my fan out of my office so I could have it in my room because it's been a little hot since my AC went out. So I don't have like any kind of like air blowing on me right now. But I do plan on going live again tomorrow. I've just had a lot of stuff going on at home. If you guys didn't see the pictures on Discord, you know, my mom that has stage 4 cancer, she was actually in a pretty major car accident the other day. And that was really scary, but luckily she's all right. I mean, her knee's a little left up, but hey, that's better than being in a wheelchair or worse. But no, we're gonna go back to going live once a day. But you know, I had a nice little break. I kind of needed it. I've been trading like a madman, and it's just nice to. I mean, it's not even from streaming. I just took a break from trading, to be honest. After I took profit at 9,500, I just kind of was like, you know what? I'm ready for a breather. Hey, no problem, Mandy. What car you got? Honestly, it's the car that I've owned since I've been in high school. I bought it in high school. It was only 3 years old. I bought a 2008 Toyota Yaris. It has almost 300. It has 275,000 miles. But I'm telling you, it's an amazing car. In 8 years, 7-8 years, I've only had to replace the battery, the alternator, and the water pump. That's it. I mean, obviously the tires, the oil, you know, general maintenance. But when it comes to actually like mechanical, the battery, the alternator, and the water pump. It's an amazing car. I love it. I have 275,000 miles on it. It's a 5-speed, and I still get 35 to 36 miles a gallon. I love that car. I'm going to drive her till... Well, being that I have this new job that I'm about to start, I've already told you, I'll definitely... Well, see, it sucks. I can't do live streams on my phone because YouTube has some stupid rule. You need 1,000 subscribers to do like live streams off your phone. But I am, like I said, my goal is to get a Toyota Yaris. Not a Yaris, a Toyota Supra. It's kind of been like a dream car that I've always wanted. And now that Supras have came back, I think it's time. It's going to be my nice little reward from all my years of trading. And now that I'm going to work at the #1 selling Toyota and BMW and Lexus dealership in the Midwest, I'm going to get a pretty nice discount on it. So I think I'm going to take advantage of it. So, but looking at Bitcoin here, once again, you're going to have resistance here. Let's go to our 1 hour. You're going to have resistance here at about, about 8,500. If we can break, and this kind of fits in with what we're thinking, our 0.5 fib is at about 8,500, and you can see here on the 1 hour, I just want to confirm this real quick. Sorry for being a little rusty. Purple. What do I have the purple as? The EMA 5. So the 200. So our 200 on the 1 hour is at about 8550-ish. So if we can break above 8550, 8600, I will flip bullish. But as long as we are under that, I am bearish. If we break 8200, I'm probably going to think about opening up a nice little short here. I will take some profit. I'm going to be really eyeing that 79 to 8000. I'll probably take half profit and we'll go from there. I'll see what to do with the other half. But just know, guys, if we go here on the daily, we had a catalyst to save us our last dip here. We do have nice support. We do have, right now, we do have temporary support at about 7,750, 7,800. From a technical standpoint, if we do break this, the 7,750, 7,008, I will be eyeing the $7,600 area, which is right in here. And your 0.5 fib is at about 7,250, 7,300. So keep that in mind. And just know, at least from a technical standpoint, yes, we do have support. But there is no fundamental catalyst to save us this time. At least that we know of. Maybe news comes out tomorrow, maybe it doesn't, maybe a week from now. But as of sitting right now, we don't have a catalyst. So just be careful, guys. Minimize your risk. Really stick to your higher time frames. And guys, please have a trading plan. I really try to preach this. Please have a trading plan. You have 5,000 more miles in your Toyota Corolla. Dude, Toyotas are amazing. How old is your car? Mine's a 2008 Toyota Yaris. 2008. And I have 275,000. Hey, Mandy, I really appreciate it. Thank you. What's max leverage? So, guys, this is what I found that works for me because I like dollar cost averaging. I use 10x leverage, but I use 5 to 10% of my account value per trade. And I never allow myself to really go over about 30 to 35% in a total trade. So when I say 30%, I don't use 10x and use 30 in one trade. That 35% could be 6 5%. It could be 2 10% and 2 5s. You know what I mean? But I use 10x leverage and I use very small, minuscule amount parts of my portfolio, like 5%, maybe 10%. And then I'll watch the price action and maybe I do another 5% trade so I can get a better optimal position, because there's never to say I could short right here. Let's say we did short 8,190. Boom, we go back to 8.3, but we're still bearish. I can take another 10% and average in at 8.3, even though I started at 8,190 and I get a better average. Because, guys, you're never going to call the exact tops. You're never going to call the exact bottoms. And you're never, and I'm telling you guys, this is a great lesson to learn. You're never going to get an optimal, you're never going to get the price entry that you want. As I know these things like on here, it's like, oh, well, this was obvious to short right here. In the moment, it's not going to look like this. You are never going to always short the tops and buy the bottoms. I don't care who you are, even if you're Warren Buffett. You know what I mean? So guys, if you sit and you wait for the most optimal price entry, you're going to miss out on 90% of trades. So dollar cost average, minimize your risk, and you will be a successful trader in the long run. It's not about getting wins in the short term. It's about having constant wins over a longer time period. The turtle wins the race. I'm telling you. Learn the fundamentals, the technicals of trading. That link I posted, if you want me to post it again, I'll post it in here. I'm telling you, just dedicate 20 minutes a day. Listen to it. While you take your melatonin, you take your Benadryl at night, whatever if you don't even take anything to sleep. Retro House, that's amazing. 2007. Dude, I love Toyota Corollas. I heard they're way more comfortable. But guys, seriously, this YouTube link, it's a 3-hour long, what is it called? A voice reading book, whatever. I know I just butchered it. It's a book and some guy reads it to you. Dedicate 20 minutes a day to it. 30 minutes a day. While you're sitting in bed and you're waiting to sleep, close your eyes and just visualize what he's talking about. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. The psychology of trading is what's going to put you over 90% of other traders. Don't be a FOMO trader. Learn technical analysis and learn the psychology of trading. And I promise, in the long run, I think you'll really appreciate the hard work you put in. So once again, key things to remember, as long as we're under 8550, 8600, I'm going to remain bearish. There's no point in being bullish. From a risk reward standpoint, I mean, unless something changes, a $200 little pump from here, it's just not worth the risk. Not when you look at how much we could drop. It's just not worth it to me. So from a bullish standpoint, I'm going to wait for 8550, 8600. Once we break that, I'll probably go long. But for now, I'm looking to short, and I'm watching 8200 like a hawk. So I think that does it. I got to be up in about 7-8 hours, and I don't know if you're like me, but I can't just go to bed and go to sleep. It takes me about an hour. And I have quite a bit of hard work to do tomorrow. So once again, thank you guys for watching. I really missed you guys, but I needed just a little bit of a break, just from trading in general. I tried keeping up with you guys on Discord. So if you haven't already, it's in our description or the panels down below if you're on Twitch, but think about joining our Discord community. Once again, we are going to start doing this. We're going to go to one stream a day. It's going to be about 9 p.m. Eastern time. Once I start this full-time job, we may have to kind of tweak the time a little bit. I haven't started yet, so I just don't know what to expect. But I'm going to keep in communication with you guys, and we'll talk about it. We'll figure out something, whether we do a morning or a night. We'll figure it out. But I'm also going to focus on doing one static video day, because they take like 15 minutes for me to make. They're super easy. They get the information out really quick. They're straight to the point. And honestly, I just kind of enjoy making them. And they're really quick. And I think they're helpful because not a lot of people have time for live streams. So, once again, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really miss you. But I will see you on Discord. But, like I said, I will see you tomorrow. We'll do another live stream. See if YouTube does it here. If you don't already know, I'm a huge NFL fan, like absolutely huge. My Chiefs are 4-0. So I really want to do, I've been talking about it forever, but my VPN just slows my streaming down to basically where I can't even stream. But I've been doing amazing on TronBet or Wink. It's the Wink token on Binance. Not even joking. I've turned like 10,000 Tron and I think I'm at like 50 something thousand now. At this point I'm 8 for 8 on my games that I've bet on this year. So if you like sports betting, I'm telling you, talk to me in Discord. I'll show you how it works. Put your feelings aside on Tron. I love sports betting and it's like instantly settled. I've been doing amazing and I love watching NFL. So, you know, if you like sports betting, talk to me on Discord. Now, this guy only has like 5,000 subscribers. I've noticed some crypto people are talking about him, but they don't give him any appreciation. This guy makes like really amazing like crypto songs. So if you haven't, go check out the Crypto Bubble. I enjoy his songs. They're kind of funny. They're comedy. He'll take like a famous background beat and make a song over it that's usually crypto. But you know, crypto's more about making money. It's about supporting, you know, not like content creators, but it's about supporting each other. We're all in this big movement together. So this is one of his songs. I played it on the intro, but we'll play it again because I kind of dig it. But I'll see you guys on Discord, and thank you for watching. This is the Crypto Bubble. I'm actually not even going to have the screen ending page.
Chill out, what you selling for? 10K, we've been here before. And if you would only let it climb, we'd be fine. I like you more when you pump, when you drive the prices up. But then, as soon as I open my long, you become somebody else. Big market sells, I'm watching my stops, the price just drops. I thought you were cool, you looked like a bull to me. Tell me, why'd you have to go and make me get liquidated? I see the way you're dumping bags on everyone else you manipulated. The price like this, it will pump and then dump. The trend breaks and you take what I bet and you turn it into insurance fund. I hope that Arthur had a nice vacation. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Chill out, what you selling for? 10K, we've been here before. And if you could only let it run, but you become somebody else. Big market sells, I'm watching my stops, the price just drops. I thought you were cool, you looked like a bull to me. To me. Why'd you have to go and make me get liquidated? I see the way you're dumping bags on everyone else you manipulated. The price like this, it will pump and then dump. The trend breaks and you take what I bet and you turn it into insurance fund. I hope that Arthur had a nice vacation. Oh, oh, oh.
Alright, thanks everyone. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll be on Discord, you know, for the rest of tonight. Thank you guys.